What's up, everybody? It's Tim here again with SNSTR Auto. Back out here in the very cold frigid shop. You can see my heater there going like it needs to go. This will be a short update. I did some cleaning in the shop the other day. Turbo's over there, tripod's there, and kind of organizing some stuff, moving some stuff around. I took a bunch of parts to town the other day, yesterday, to give them a coat of paint so that they don't look so raggedy. I'm going to put a bunch of them back on the engine today, including the cam cover. I just fought that on to make sure it fit back again, I guess is the best way to explain it. I went with a Duplicolor low gloss black engine enamel. This stuff. Just to see how I like it. Basically, this one's still pretty rough, and I've got spares that are going to get cleaned up thoroughly. Make sure that there's no rust and make it all look super fancy and stuff for that engine. But I figured since right now I had it off, and I had taken it off to kind of inspect to check to see the condition of the water pump and the timing belt. So I figured, well, why not take the spare one, clean that one up, and sprayed that with some color on it just to see. And if I like it, great. If I don't like it, well, I'm not really out much. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I bought some new hardware for it. Some gold anodized grade 8 hardware with washers, just to kind of change up the look that little bit. But I'm going to set the camera up over there and hammer through this as quick as I can, because it is pretty freaking cold out. So I'll probably drop that down so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, and that'll get sped up, and then I'll throw on a few of the other parts and we'll see how it looks. There we go. That doesn't look too bad on there, I don't think. The gold anodized definitely gives it a nice bit of a different look to it, to the front. I don't have one in here because there's one that got busted in there, and I still need to put this one in yet, but I gotta turn the crank. So that's not hard to do. I just gotta take the block of wood out and crank it over that little bit. I still have to put the belt tensioner on. I believe that's for air conditioning, so that's no big deal. But yeah, I actually don't mind the low gloss black. It's not the best paint job. I did just a basic, really quick cleaning and then a scuff job, just so that the paint would adhere properly, but I kind of like it. We'll see how it looks once everything else is on. I might do this in the same black, just to kind of see how it looks when it's clean. But when it's clean, it looks different anyway, so. But yeah, I guess I'll throw on the rest of the parts and see how it looks. There you have it, boys and girls. That's the front end mostly reassembled, just mostly covered, basically. I just need to take this out. I'm going to give that a crank and get that last bolt in there. Belt tensioner's on there. All that happens is this is an idler, sits on there, and then you can adjust it for how tight you want the belt to be. So Usually this doesn't stick out. That just sticks out because that's just sticking out right now because that's all I can adjust. So it slides along basically. I have a pulley, but it is very noisy and it's going to keep spinning. So I've got that. I've got to replace that, but I'm not putting that on right now anyway because I still need to pull the engine to put the transmission in. I'm not putting on the alternator because it'll be in the way for when I'm putting the stuff back on. I still have to put the power steering pump back on. I've got all the bolts there. They're all cleaned up. I've got the bracket for the the power steering pump cleaned up. That's all ready to go back on. And then there's your oil coolant. I got to reattach and stuff after I've got everything fully back together. Other than that, a few other projects that I'll have going on. There'll probably be a separate update on this for the stroker engine. I've got some gaskets there. I've got my 4-liter Nitro crank here. It fits in the holes slightly, but doesn't actually turn. Like if I grab this, it doesn't turn. So I need to do some machining on the block. And the crank needs a little bit of cleanup, just like a light polish because of the just dampness got to it and did what it did. So I gotta get bearings for that yet, but I still also need to pop out the whatever this is for and pop out the frost plugs and clean up the block properly, get any kind of gunk and stuff off and get it hot tanked to make sure it's good. So I'm going to be putting some money aside to get all of that done. I have all the other pieces that go on the front of the engine that I'm going to be making shiny and stuff. Still undecided what I'm going to do with the block, if I'm going to paint it or if I'm going to just polish the crap out of the aluminum. So that's something else that'll be coming up in the future. There's still the heads to disassemble. And I have this here, just that plastic cardboard stuff. I'm going to start designing the splitter and possibly the air dam for the front of the car. It'll depend on how much I have left over, and looking at it, I'm not going to have a whole lot left over. But I want it to come backwards to the center line of the axles, because that's about what I'll have access to. Like, that's what regulations will say I can have up to. So, but on that note, the camera is dying, so thanks for watching. Share, like, subscribe, all that fun jazz. And let me know in the comments what you think and any thoughts you have. Let me know what you think of the color down below. And we will go from there. So I will see you in the next one. I'm going to try and make it more of a regular basis, getting out here and doing some work on here. Thanks for watching. Bye.
We've had enough of this nonsense.